Kinfolk. Y'all already know what it is, what it was, and what it always will be. Welcome to another episode of the Black Owned Podcast. I am your host, the main man with the game plan, and the game plan ain't the same plan. I've been a major figure since baby pictures. Janice's oldest boy, Sincera's in the building, and I got my co-host back with me.
Hey y'all, it's Peaches. Y'all know why I'm here. Little
What's
education.
up, girl? What's happening? Good to see you back in the fold. You know what I mean? You've been out here in these streets.
You missed me. I
know. Housekeeping, please make sure you share this live. Make sure you follow us on all of these social media platforms at Black Owned Podcast everywhere. IG, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We need to get those YouTube numbers up. Like I said, we sitting at over 700 on Facebook. Not close enough to that on YouTube. I need y'all to get over there and hit that subscribe and hit that bell for me. You hear me?
all of that.
All of that one time. Hey, more fire. All of that. So please, Jamel, what's going on, good sir? Hey, we got a good show for y'all today. We're gonna be talking about money. You know what I mean? Everybody getting the stimmies, everybody getting the IRS return checks coming in. Kanye West is a multi-billionaire in the building. You know, yeah, okay, yeah, balling at a high level. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk a little bit about those things. But before we do so, let's just welcome you back, Peaches.
Hey y'all.
You good?
Yes, I'm gonna be. Let's laugh, let's joke, and let's educate.
That's what we
you
do.
know why
Then.
we here?
You already know what it is. So we're gonna kick this thing off the right way. You already know, man. So before we even get started, man, you already know how the thing gotta go, man. We be right back at it like a crack addict. Come on in.
I don't hate, I motivate my people to elevate and rise above the fray to show God is great. Not blasphemous, but magnanimous, without any animus to show that they're fabulous. With a little bashfulness being the catalyst for adult learners to conquer calculus, mathematics, regression analysis. We can all learn if we were not drug addicts.
Hey, hey, Shada, use the link that I gave you. So get out of whatever you in and use the link that I gave you to come back on. All right. Yeah. Technical difficulties, Kinfolk. I appreciate it for y'all for holding on. But we're gonna kick this thing right back off soon as as soon as we get my co-host back onto the live. And there she is. We right back at it like a crack at it. Where we at?
We back at Peaches Picks because apparently it was froze, and I was talking my behind off, you guys. We apologize for the technical difficulties. I gotta go back to my 2 Peaches Picks. The first one was Coming to America. Okay, Coming to America 2. Mm-hmm. That was hot garbage. Not even garbage. It was the juice that drip off the trash can. You know.
Hey.
Yeah. You know, when you think about it, everybody keeps saying, oh, they did this for the culture and they had these people in there and these other people in there. And, you know, that it was star-studded. It still was trash. And I say that for 2 reasons. Number one, of the 3 people who wrote it, guess what? Only one of them was black. The other 2 was white. Eddie Murphy ain't had nothing to do with none of that. You know, even the screenplay, look it up. So it wasn't for the culture. I felt like it set us back a couple years because they
Come on now. Set us back a couple years? You exaggerating.
I'm exaggerating.
I didn't see the movie. Unfortunately, I'm probably one of the few that didn't see it, so I don't really know.
Away. The king of Zamunda was a deadbeat. He had a grown-ass son running around America being a whole bum out here. They took this bum and took him to Africa and made him a prince. So what you saying about
it? Man, what is you talking about a deadbeat? What are you talking about?
Deadbeat. He had a whole kid that he didn't know nothing about. The kid was grown.
So how you a deadbeat if he didn't know nothing about him?
Exactly. Like I said, the king of Zamunda didn't know he had a son. Okay. Number 2, it's just saying it didn't take much to raise an African prince to me. That's what I got from it. Why?
It ain't take much to raise an African prince. What you
to have an African prince. His son, he was a bum. They brought him over there.
He wasn't raised in Zamunda.
And he was a bum. And now he the king. Don't know none of the culture, but he the king. It don't take much. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist on this one. They lowered the bar or whatever. They painted Eddie Murphy out to be somebody that had a kid all the way in America. And it don't matter if he didn't know about it. His family knew about it. His whole family. They even had the African. They all knew about this kid that he wasn't raised. He having a whole family. This is why kids be acting up right there. Say F little Leroy, F forget Junior. You know, he just had all these girls, you know.
Hey, and we think Kurt Franklin the only one with the problem.
Now, Kurt Franklin, he's a bum too. Or whatever.
Who a bum?
His son. What you mean?
His son is a bum. That's a fact.
Hey, let me Google bum. Pull it up on your smartphone. Say, sorry, what is a bum? I bet you Kurt Franklin's son pop up on that mug. Whatever. But I was talking about that, and guess what else? Well, you know, I always got to go into the politics because it plays a very big role in today. And you know, we need to know these things. First off, did y'all know that Russia had interference in the 2021 election as well? They ain't talking about that. Election. The 2021. Yeah, 2020 for 2021. Yeah.
With Trump?
Yes, for 20. Yes.
Yeah. I knew. Yeah.
Yeah, there's talk about Russia interference, and I'm gonna talk about y'all boy, Biden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all boy. What y'all calling the money bag Joe? Because he
money bag Joe.
Okay. Guess what? There's a right now, as y'all notice, if you watch the news, there's a lot of things going on with these Jim Crow laws. They're trying to enact the laws that suppress the ability for the black man or the minority to vote.
To vote, right.
And 43 states are fighting these because they're trying to get them back into active law because they panicking. You know,
and it's all Republican driven.
Yeah, they feel like the Republicans won't have a chance to be elected if we keep on the route that we're going to. You know, and I disagree with that. You know, and your boy Moneybag Joe, that's what we calling him, 46 Joe with the broke toe. You know, now, like I said, and like I've been saying, we're not going to pretend like him and Kamala Harris aren't who they were. You know,
right.
We're not going to act like these when the people that enacted the crime law. You know, right now, they're trying to get rid of the filibuster because it's slowing down and it's assisting with the Jim Crow laws and it's helping to get laws and statutes passed that normally would go by natural advancement by, you know, stalling them out on the Senate floor or the House floor. And Biden don't want to get rid of them. You know, why? Because that would push us forward. It will project the minority forward. It will stop them from enacting laws that is unjust. He doesn't want to get rid of it. He said he want to do it back to go back to the old days and, you know, do it the way they used to do. Either way it go, you're slowing down what the people want. We got to make it make sense. You know, so now, like,
and this is. Yeah, because you're right. I have seen some things, you know, going around about you know, while we worried about the stimulus money or whatever, that these other 43 states are fighting these laws that are kind of infringing on again minority rights to vote. And they do compare them to old, you know, Jim Crow laws and trying to make it so that you have to have a certain you have to have a certain ID and you know, just a whole bunch of things that they know that people won't be able to necessarily have with them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're doing registration purges. So if you don't vote in a certain amount of years, they're going to purge your voter registration. It's stricter ID laws. So if your ID is expired or if you don't have what something that was state given or something that medical record, a library card, they're not letting you vote. Okay, they're gonna they're shortening the voting hours so that if you don't make it to the polls between a certain amount of time, you don't get to vote. Okay, they're reducing fewer early election days. So you know how they have the early elections. It's not going to be an extensive amount of time like it is today. And they reducing the mail-in voting actions. They restricting them as far as who qualifies for a mail-in vote. So these, like I said, all of these things and these laws.
So did they were you able to see how they're restricting or lessening the way that you can do mail-in votes? Or
they haven't came out. Those are just the bullet points. They haven't read the fine print on it or whatever. Okay. And like I said, it's 43 states out here fighting these laws. So that's the HR 1 and the SR 1 laws. HR is House of Representatives and S is Senate. Okay, but it's the same statute of laws, but you know, just in different houses or whatever. And this is another thing they're fighting, and that's why they're trying to do the Jim Crow laws, is because it will prevent felons from having a right to vote.
Well, see, that's already in Pennsylvania, Florida are two states that have already given felons their voting right.
Yeah, however, they're fighting that. And they want to pass this HR 1 law before these 43 states can enact the Jim Crow laws, have them reinstated. So if this law, if these this statute or this bill is pushed and stamped, they want to do it to where they can regulate, you know, things on the state level as well. So it's a fight and war. But you know what? Only thing they so stupid to me, you know, if you want, a lot of us, we're not Democratic or Republican. If you really want to think of it, you know, we're for the people. Like, you know, gonna help us, that's what we gonna vote.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys really want change and y'all really want to all inclusive, and we to consider a Republican or
Democrat.
No, Republican, Democrat, conservative, Tea Party, whichever one. All y'all got to do is do something for the people. I'm going to vote for what's going to benefit me. It don't matter if it's a Republican or if it's a Democratic bill, But instead of that, they trying to fight again for this white supremacy, having the white man be a supreme being. So of course, anything that would have stopped that from being the natural progression and the dog eat dog world, that be the lion, we being a rabbit, they're gonna fight for it. So just and guess who's on there? Mitch McConnell. That's what messed me up. Excuse me. He's a savage. He got on here and said, what was he said? How did it say? What's his oh yeah, and DC is probably they voting for DC to become a state. All these things that they're doing.
Really?
Yeah. Washington DC, that's supposed to come its own state. So it's gonna throw off the balance or whatever, the House and the Senate.
Right.
Just the little things. Mitch McConnell talking about that if they do anything with Trump or if they convict him, they're gonna scorch the earth, meaning it's gonna be irreconcilable. Wow. So anything that he has to say about SR1,
Mitch been riding with Trump like a mug since day one.
That's his boy.
He's been riding with him since day one.
Yeah. But he's doing that, and they actually let him open up the floor like his opinion mattered. That's what I don't understand. If y'all know he a whole snake out here and everything, remember, they even held out one of the stimulus checks. Remember Trump wouldn't sign it because he was trying to get us to get a vote. Or he started out. Again, he's not for the people. So why does he have a voice? Mm-hmm. But those just mine. I know I don't went over people's picks, but
it's all good. And I know and so have you the news where the gentleman got caught on the lawn of Kamala Harris's home?
I haven't saw that yet.
Fully loaded weapon on her front lawn. Now she, of course she lives in the vice presidential, estate or whatever. How did he get to her lawn, bro? That's what I'm saying. How did he get to the front lawn before anybody noticed this man? Fully loaded. It looked like an AR-15.
We had to have and of course y'all know I'm a Fed baby. So yesterday we had a pause. For 3 hours, we had to talk about extremist groups and how to identify them and determine whether you fit the criteria one. Because apparently one of our second classes was all up and through there, video camera, everything. Come to work, he posted told us to either get in line or get out the way. It was a whole thing to the point where they're really taking this stuff serious. Having stand downs.
I mean, honestly, you can have as many stand downs and pauses and all that. You remember when Starbucks had a pause for everybody to learn how to deal, with minority people and all this. I mean, to me, it's just all for show. Just like the gentleman who in Atlanta who went and killed 8 people at 3 different massage spas.
Yeah,
he killed 8 people, and then the sheriff said he did it because he had a bad day. And come to find out, they did the investigation on the sheriff, and the sheriff has got some white supremacy ties. I mean, when you really look at, if you've paid attention to what was going on this week, I mean, we back with having, I think every day this week somebody's been shot by a police officer. They shot the little baby in the head, and where was that at? I think it was in Atlanta or somewhere in there. And I mean, and then you got this boy, that's in Atlanta. You got the thing that happened in front of Kamala Harris's estate. I mean, the word. I mean, these are the effects of post-Trump are still very fresh in the minds of his supporters. Right. And these are the repercussions of that. And when you talk about terrorism, if we being 110% 30% real. The biggest terrorist is a white male.
We don't even have to be there. We can just be 10%.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like we the reason why these things don't get fixed is because they want to put it off on everybody else. They want to say it's radical Muslims. They want to say it's Mexicans crossing the border. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's white males. That's what it is. I mean, you talking about regular, good old homegrown Billy Bob with a gun in his hand and some angst in his heart. Period.
Okay.
Period.
Well.
So anyway, we're gonna move on. You know, from that, get back to the swing of the things. Peaches Picks, I appreciate you on that one right there. There was some good ones. You had some fire in your belly on that. You must have felt some type of way.
I still feel some type of way about Coming to America, too, wrote by them two white men, even a screenplay, and we talking about it was done for the culture. That trash.
I see now. I'm gonna have to make some time for it. You know, because I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen it yet. Hey, what's happening, Mike? Next is for our Black-owned business spotlight. We got with us Mr. Randy Williams. How you doing, good sir? You must be on mute. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
All right, am I go now?
There you go, my man.
Hey, I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Randy Williams, brand new Black Ink.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very solid, brother, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, man, and to cover the Black History Business Expo. I love that. You know, I love what I saw, man, and you know, I just want to talk to you about it. First of all, explain to us what Brand New Black Ink is.
Brand New Black Ink is a nonprofit organization that I started in 2015. And what we do is we specialize in entrepreneurship, and we go talk to kids and adults as well. We go to youth centers, churches, wherever anybody have us, and we teach people about the benefits of entrepreneurship and ownership, and we help them set up their LLCs, DBAs, EINs, whatever you need to just get started on the ground floor. We kind of take charge and cover that, man. And it's kind of transformed into just this network of Black-owned businesses just kind of communicating with each other, and we just trying to be the bridge, bro.
That's what so they have some of these businesses that have become vendors at your expos were some of those customers.
Most definitely. A lot of them were. A lot of the vendors that come and participate in the expo are returning vendors. They do it one time and then they sign up month after month to do it, and if we with them every step of the way, we just build relationships with them. If they need help with the DBAs, again, the EINs, the LLCs, if they just need consultations, whatever we can help with. That's just what we do.
What exactly is a DBA?
A DBA is like it's your name. You know what I'm saying? It's your name. It's your business name.
Like your
it means DBA means doing business as.
Yeah, like it's organization.
Yeah, it's like your umbrella. Whatever your umbrella is under, that's what that falls under. You know, if you're a beautician or if
your business can be one name, but then you could be doing business as a second name.
Right.
So what's the vision for Brand New Black Ink? I know that you said you know, it started one bit, and I love that too. You know what I mean? I love the fact that you was able to pivot and kind of make it, you know, what it is now with the expos. But you know, going forward, what's the vision for Brand New Black Ink?
Man, you know, we just been enjoying the journey thus far. But the big vision is I'm transferring and I'm trying to graduate to tech, to where Brand New Black is like the Facebook for Black-owned businesses. Okay. You know what I mean? Or the Instagram for Black-owned businesses. That's what I'm trying to graduate to, is tech. I'm trying to be the media platform for a Black-owned business to be able to build resources with each other, meet each other, talk to each other. It's kind of like what's those dating apps, LinkedIn or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like
we probably need to connect you with, because we had a guy on the show that already doing this and running with it as well, like a Black Facebook and a Black, you know,
Kinfolk.
we Kinfolk. It's that's the same thing as you are. So only thing is they don't actually have an app. It's like you have to go to a website. So it's kind of like Black Planet was, or
I understand.
MySpace, but on a grander scale. But I think you guys does some situations where y'all can learn from each other and take from each other and build a network. Probably.
Most definitely. I'm in the early stages right now working with an app developer, and just the whole idea is just for you to just log on the same way you would log on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or anything else. And, I don't want to give too much away, but you will have a customized list to where almost like a menu. If you're searching for anything, if you're searching for jewelry, if you're searching for clothes, if you're searching for vegan restaurants, if you're searching for sneakers or anything that customized things, anything that you think of, it'll automatically type it in and pull up every Black-owned business that's in 100-mile radius of where it is that you are. And beyond that, if just in case you want to ship or, however you want to go. But it's just Brand New Black was just supposed to be, well, not supposed to be, it is going to be the, just home base headquarters for Black-owned businesses and for Black people to just kind of exchange dollars with each other and communicate with each other and build resources.
I have a question again. So, okay, I know, of course, we're Black-owned podcast. Black, new Black City Inc. What you say?
Brand New Black Inc.
Brand New Black Inc. I'm thinking about the tattoos, so I got hype now. Just playing. But for people that are, in support of us and uplifting us as a Black culture, are we? You guys aren't going to include them, or are they going to have?
No, the idea is not for the app to be strictly for Black people. I mean, Facebook ain't strictly for Black people. Instagram ain't strictly for Black people. It's for Black businesses. But we believe in the idea that we should, spend with each other and sell to everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Because that's how multi-billion-dollar companies are ran. We spend our dollars with each other. We build up our economic base, and we're not going to withhold our information or withhold our products just because you're not a person of African descent. You can still buy from us. You can still spend with us. You can still support us. We're not against anything like that. We're just trying to build our foundation for just us at the moment.
Okay, so one of our Damon Thomas said, how do you plug your business into this sector to link with their database? Because it's gonna have to, ultimately you're gonna have to deal with big tech if you want to be a big business and expand beyond what we're, our center. So what's your
the answer to that question is right now, like I said, we're still in the early stages. But we're talking to developers and we're talking to app developers and stuff like this. So we're just taking it little by little. But if any business wants to come on and be a part of the network on the ground floor, which is where we are right now, all you got to do is just send us an email, and we'll have you a part of everything that we got going on, step by step. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to the place where we're gonna start taking ground floor investors. I don't know if you guys saw the Jay-Z deal that he did with Tidal.
I did.
And where he sold Tidal, he sold it. And a lot of the ground floor investors that came in with him were a lot of other artists, T.I., Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, all these other guys. And each one of these people got like $8.5 million once he sold the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? So we're trying to we're trying to, start on the ground level of where we are and just try to build it up from there. Brand New Black is for everybody. I might be the face of it, but I'm not trying to keep everything out to myself. I'm just trying to make sure everybody.
I think that Kinfolk, because they already, he's a tech person to IT background, and I just the networking aspect of that. If anything, I think y'all could trade,
ideas
and ideals, and
I definitely need to link with them.
Even bigger, and quicker.
Yeah. Right. I definitely need to link with them.
All right, man. So I know that another thing, first of all, having dealt with and dealing with so many different Black businesses, where would you say that we are sparse as far as an industry is concerned, and where we're kind of oversaturated where an industry is concerned?
Man, I'm a little biased when it comes to stuff like that because I feel like we can't do no wrong, even though we do sometimes, you know. But I think that we are very strong in our ability to hustle.
Right.
I'm very proud of us, and I deal with a lot of Black entrepreneurs. I deal with a lot of Black-owned businesses. I'm very proud of our ability to hustle, and I think that that's just embedded in our DNA because we all come from survival backgrounds.
Right.
So I'm very proud of that. Where I think our market may be oversaturated in is sometimes we don't think outside of the box. I get a lot of people who do a lot of custom, clothing. We kind of play in the same fields, clothing, food, stuff like that. So, I think that we just need to kind of expand. It's almost like when you're dealing with young kids, and I'm talking to kids, and if you ask them what they want to be, they either want to be a football player or a basketball player or a rapper or something like that. And I'm like, bro, you can be anything in the world. Like, you don't have to. I know that's what they show you, and it looks more attainable, but there's so many other things that you can do. So I just want us to start thinking outside the box. I ran into a young lady at the last expo, and she had her own coffee. And I thought that was very cool. I had never met somebody with a Black-owned coffee company. So people like that, I try to kind of keep close to me because I want to see that vision grow because it's different. I know 100 people that sell clothes. I know 200 people that cook. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of that.
How do you, because this is where I find myself when I run into doing business with Black people, we always get that, see, this is why I deal with a white person, or this is why I don't do that, or whatever it'll be, like the level of professionalism or the turnaround time. Like, for instance, I did an order or something like back in January. It's March. And I spent a couple $100 and I haven't gotten any of my stuff. I feel like Black people, because we grind and we hustle, we don't think about tomorrow. Okay, you got a product, you want to push it, you're gonna knock somebody in the head, with as far as you overcharging, you trying to 110% your investment back, or the quality isn't where it needs to be, or you just don't you overextend yourself and now you can't meet your deadlines. How do you and with that being said, you're going to start a platform, you're going to be the face of that. How do you is there going to be some type of ranking system or something with these businesses so that I'll go to your website and I see a business, I'm like, oh yeah, Randy supporting this, Randy stamped this, I'm gonna see what they do, and then I get some BS, and now I'm looking at you like, this is what type of company you keeping? Like,
yeah. So you kind of mean like a way to kind of weed them out,
right?
Yeah. I think that we just have to develop some type of like you said, some type of ranking system. It's almost like some type of application. How long have you been in business? I don't have to see your books, but I need to see your consistency. I need to see some customer reviews. I need to see all of those type of things. And I'm just like you. I get impatient with sometimes, and I get frustrated because I'm just a guy. And I haven't always been that guy, but I'm just a guy who learned to take the stairs. And I think that a lot of Black people just want to get on the elevator or the escalator and try to carry up. And you miss a lot of valuable lessons in how to do good business along the way of you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I know somebody who done took the stairs. In conversation, I know somebody who done took the stairs, and I know somebody who's on the elevator and they just trying to get to the top as fast as they can.
Okay, because you have my business now, and I spent my money already. But what we don't do is give everybody after you scorch me, I'm waiting and I don't feel like you're producing your stuff like you should have, I'm not gonna refer you to nobody. And word of mouth is serious. Carry something. So I'm falling into things like that, especially where I'm trying to support Black businesses more and get into the weeds or whatever. Like me and Sincere has supported a couple Black, quite a few, but we tested the product, so they didn't come on Black owned. And like we know, like, hey, or he'll be like, hey, Google somebody inbox. I say, oh, this sound good. He said, Google them. Go to this page, and if you still want them on here, then we'll talk. That means, hey,
Yeah. But see,
so yeah, it's just about vetting, and you know what, Randy, I know, you know what I mean. Like I said, having been there or whatever, I see the sincerity that you have in and not just kind of like indulging yourself, but supporting those businesses who you know, sign up for those expos and want to come out and have a chance to sell their goods in somewhere other than just their living room. But it was two things that I wanted to say just off of the conversation that we all were having. Is one, and this is a quote from Damon who asked the last question, which is, you can't pass down the hustle. That was the first thing I wanted to say, and secondly, I wanted to say with Black people, we need to understand that we do business. We don't do Black business, but we do business, and we are Black people. When people are doing Black business and no, I got you, you know, and then I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? I want you to do real legitimate business. You know what I mean? And you're just someone who's doing so that is Black, and that's what I think we need to kind of, you know what I mean, making sure that we trim the fat off of those things that that Peaches spoke of, because that's what's holding us back. You know what I mean?
Even
Mostly.
a disclaimer, like if you know you over, you know, somewhere put a disclaimer. So you what we call it, CYA. You know,
right.
Hey, you know, even if it's in fine print, of course you're ordering this. It's a 30-day turnaround time, you know, or something. So before you press the send, because a lot of the stuff that we're doing and we're purchasing, it's in abundance. Like, you know, I'm supporting you off the strength of, you know, maybe that I may know you, or my cousins will know you, or you are my part of my family, or Mark know you, or you used to be in the military and you're trying to do something different. Like, yeah, I'm going to support it, but I need to walk away and feel proud, you know, and be satisfied with the fact that I did business, or to satisfied that, you know, I don't never like to feel like you wasting my time because I can't get it back.
So what we do, or what I do when we put together these expos, right? I send out a vendor criteria sheet to all the vendors that are in participation, and we don't do. I guess you could say we do background checks, but we do research before when we're promoting these events, and we're getting flooded with emails of people who would like to participate. We go and look at each one of those vendors. We go to their website. We go to their social media, you know, we go look at their products and stuff like that. Like, we actually do a background check and we do our research. And then when we let these people sign up and before they pay to be a part of this network, we send out a vendor criteria sheet. And it's just the way to conduct yourself and the way to do business while you're in a brand new Black Inc. event. Because essentially my name is on this. Now, you might be buying from this company,
but you
know, you might, you know, hey, I don't like the way they handle business, but they're going to say, well, where did you go? Well, I went to the brand new Black event. And you know how sometimes it booms from there. You know what I'm saying?
So the underdog, you know, that person that might have a good idea, the one who might, and they just need a platform and that you can provide. How do you make sure that, you know, we don't overlook them because they don't meet this specific criteria? You know what I mean?
So what we do, if somebody's new, like we have consistent vendors who we call veterans who have done it from the first time we doing it, who's still doing it now. We have them strategically placed at the tables that they've had since day one because they feel like they're, you know, some of us are superstitious. This is my table. I sold a lot right here. This is where I want to be. So we keep them there. New vendors are people who might be shy or people that we might not be sure of. You don't have to have this many followers or have everything all together, but we try to strategically place you somewhere in the expo, in the building where you will get traffic. If you're a new vendor and you just coming on and you kind of shy or something like that, I might put you by the food, or I might put you by, you know, the drinks or something like that, just so that's traffic. People are gonna go get something to eat. People are gonna go get food. Now it's up to you to sell your stuff. I can't teach you how to do that.
Right.
But I can strategically place you in places where you will get traffic and you receive traffic. So that's how we kind of, you know, because we get people like that, that's underdogs, they kind of shy, they new to it, they nervous, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we kind of create, you know, to tell you, we create this vibe. It's an atmosphere. It's music playing. It's people walking around talking. It's very relaxed. It's not uptight. We doing business, but I understand that black people are vibrational people too. So we play the music that we like to hear. We eat the food that we like to eat. We have drinks in there. So it's really a good time. So, you know, people come out of their shell when they come out to do our stuff.
Hey man, I know that you're a man of many talents, and that you are an author.
Yes, sir.
As well. Tell us about your book.
My book is Landon's Lemonade Stand. The book came out last year, February 22nd, 2020. It's a breakdown of entrepreneurship for kids that are ages 10 and under. My son is 6, he'll be 7 this year, and it's modeled after him. His name is Landon, and we use the analogy of a lemonade stand, and we break it down from the beginning, from the idea of him seeing this bike that he wants on TV, and he runs into his parents' room, and he asks his parents for the bike. If you got kids, you experience. They see something on TV, and here they come, and that's what they want. Right. So Landon's parents use that moment of him asking for something as a teachable moment, and they teach him about entrepreneurship, and he ends up having to earn the bike. So he goes to the store with mom. He gets the supplies he needs. Him and dad set up a table. They get everything that they need. They teaching them about profit margins. They teaching them about investments and everything, man. And it's just a A to Z of how to start a business. We use the lemonade stand because we thought the lemonade stand would be the easiest thing for a kid 10 and under to understand. So yeah, it's been doing really well, man. And it was a very good look for our platform and our business.
Hey, that's good, man. You know, we are we big on financial literacy around this way, and especially when it comes to teaching the Peaches. You want to say something?
No, I'm agreeing. Hey, Cass.
All right. Well, if the people want to reach out to you, man, how can they get in contact with you?
The easiest way to get in contact with us is probably through the Instagram and the email. The Instagram is Brand New Black Inc. at Brand New Black Inc. on Instagram, and the email is brandnewblackinc@gmail.com. Brand New Black Inc. @gmail.com. Inc is INC.
All right, man. Randy Williams at Brand New Black Inc. We appreciate you for stopping by. You know, telling us a little bit about yourself and about your business. You still gonna stand by and have this conversation with us?
Man, I'm rocking. I wanted to get in there in the beginning. Peaches was going off about coming to America. I wanted to get in there, but I was backstage.
What? Tell the truth.
What?
It was trash.
Yeah, it was whack. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. It was whack. I'm not biased like that. Now, I love us, but I can tell when something is not of us. Right. Just because we're participating in it. Yeah. And that's a misconception that Black people have. I understand that we're very visual people, and we get tricked like that a lot. So just because you see us doesn't mean that it's of us. That don't mean that, and I could tell that was an all-star cast. That was a money play for somebody else.
They were so mad at me when I got up there and said coming to America is trash.
Yeah,
like, how are you gonna be mad at me because I didn't like some BS? Like, because a Black person made it.
Yeah, that was weird.
You going to me putting my son go and take a test and come home with a D, and I put that D on my refrigerator because my son made a D. Like,
it's the D. Good with that.
Yeah. That was trash. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's a participation award. We don't do them.
Yeah.
Well, moving into the finance sector. Before we do that, though, I'm gonna bring in our favorite neighborhood local author, Mr. Doc Reed. What up, Doc?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Everybody doing this, and grand evening, everybody.
It's a great. I love this dude, man. His vibe.
I thought it was a little funny. It was funny in the beginning, but then it was corny towards like they tried to make it serious.
Okay.
It definitely ain't for us.
Hey, I almost threw my remote at the TV when he took them scissors out and cut them. I was like, throw the whole movie away.
Yeah, I think Eddie Murphy just was putting money in people's pockets. I don't think they really made anything from that. So I mean, I just give big ups to Eddie Murphy because remember he came on and said they tried to force him to have a white cast person on that in that movie. Yeah. For him to do that, you understand that's a level of courage that could have ruined him. Right. So for him to do that, so you gotta have a little respect for it a little bit. He just tried to put some money in people's pockets. Look at the cast. Everybody on there we knew it was corny with all those people.
Yeah, that was corny.
They got paid.
Already was wealthy.
But they got stop right there, Peaches.
All of them were
perfect.
Only
perfect
one
way
that's
to
really
segue.
wealthy was Eddie.
A perfect way to segue into this segment about finance. When you said wealthy, we're gonna talk about what being wealthy is and what being rich is and what the difference is. Before I get into that, though, I want to start off with Doc Reed. Doc, the stimulus check coming, man. What we doing? What we doing with our stimulus checks? We getting crab legs?
Yeah, I got a bunch of kids, and my son, that's his little money. You feel me? He a teenager, so I just help him manage.
You gonna give him the money?
I have my son full time, huh?
You will give him the money?
It's in his little bank account. He can spend a little bit of it here and there, but not as much.
Make sure you
teach him how to teach him longevity.
Yeah. Teach him to invest that money, man.
And I'm teaching him how to make his money grow too. You know, I'm teaching him how to make his money work for himself.
Hey, is Damon on here? I hope Damon. If not, I'm about to text him.
Hey, look, tell Damon if he wanna call in, there go the number right there. He can call right in and up to the show. You hear me?
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about this because of the fact that, again, the stimulus checks are coming out. It's IRS, it's tax season, so people are beginning to get their tax returns back. And also on the heels of because I think it's a valuable lesson to understand how Kanye, who was just designated as a billionaire in April of last year, how was he able to basically 5 times over his money in just basically a night, as far as we concerned?
Can I answer that? He did that because people think they need money.
Credit.
Money is the last thing you need.
I think we got a call already. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Black on Podcast, who is it? Black on Podcast, who is it?
You got a caller?
Yeah.
We had a
Evidently
caller.
ain't saying nothing.
So are you going to let people who start with you on the ground invest as well? It just came up. He's going okay. To some shareholders. Okay, that was for you. Eat with
that was for
who? For Randy.
What is it? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
But
she was asking are we gonna let people invest on the ground floor? Yeah, once the app is up and running, then most definitely, we'll let people invest on the ground floor to be a part of the application.
I was more so inclined to interject on a point just off what Creed was saying. Doc Creed, my bad. Doc Reed, you know what I mean?
Doc Creed is all the same.
You know, I done took I done turned your do and Creed. Okay, we are right. Doc Reed, I got you. But I'm more inclined to elaborate on what you were saying as far as teaching the children longevity and equity. I wanted Dame to call in because he has, back when I first met Damon, he's from Detroit, from the Ghost. And he was known for dressing like, you know, even with us, we young, he busting out the Cole Hans, you know, people thought they was up with the Pellies. He had an hour son, you know, like just different stuff. And as he's grown and got older, he done clapped down, and he's like trying to take out that fun from his kids. Like, how do you find an equal medium with teaching, you know, to have generational wealth and be money smart, and not letting your kids get the new Jordans? Like, where's the equal medium with that?
You asking me that?
One of y'all, because y'all.
I'm about to say I'm ready to go. You know,
I didn't know who. I didn't know who was the race.
I'm gonna say, go ahead,
the man at the bottom
Randy.
that got the financial literacy app coming out. Answer that one. I know a little bit, but that.
Go ahead, Randy.
Question again?
Randy. Yeah, it's ain't nothing wrong with buying the new Jordans as long as it's coming residually from other places. You see what I'm saying? I know when you're dealing with wealth and when you're dealing with rich, the difference is rich can run out. Wealth goes on forever and ever. So it's just I read a book a while back.
Hold on, bro. After this comment, we'll let you go ahead and pitch in.
So I read a book a while back, and I encourage everybody to read it. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it deals with assets and liabilities.
Facts.
So if you want to deal with wealth, then you need to deal in assets. If you just want to be rich, then liabilities is what you're gonna get. Liabilities is stuff that decrease in value, cars, jewelry, sometimes clothes. Stuff that doesn't hold value. Assets are something that continuously invest in increase in value. Property, real estate, land, oil, those type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, is called.
And we're gonna talk about those things too, because I want to go over it, because that assets has a lot to do with how Kanye jumped from 1.3 billion to 6.6 billion.
Yes,
but in the meantime, I got Damon on the line, and he want to kick some knowledge to us. What's up, Dame?
Yo,
what's happening?
The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, man, he kind of hit it on the head, and that's where I am when it comes between assets and liabilities.
Right.
I won't mind my kids enjoying the fruits of their labor, but they should not get their fruits of their labor from working for it. Build their assets, let their assets pay for everything it is that they want to have in their life.
But how do we do that though? When we talk about, you're saying give them from assets that they have. What assets can they have as children?
You gotta train them more up to what assets are. Like right now, I have a TD Ameritrade account for my kids.
Right.
It's a stock account that I manage.
Okay.
So the stocks that I buy are dividend stocks.
Okay.
So right now, when they're younger, the money goes in there. The dividends kind of creates a compound interest.
Right.
So the more they invest and the more stocks they have, the higher their dividends are.
So do your dividends pay out monthly or quarterly?
It depends. There's some stocks that real estate stocks, a lot of them pay monthly.
Right.
Some of them pay quarterly. Some of them pay semi-annually. Some of them pay annually. But it's about the long-term growth. My daughter is 6. By the time she turned 18, she should have enough stocks in there, or at least my goal is to where she could possibly see $400 to $500 a month paid back in dividends.
Right.
That's a car note. She ain't paying for the car that she's driving because her dividends is paying for it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And it's creating these assets. And then when they get older, getting into real estate, I could have my son learn real estate, rental property. So his rental, I was talking to Peaches before. I want enough properties where I get about $3 or $4 grand back a month. That will pay my mortgage for my next house, to where if I get sick, something happened to me, my assets pay for everything that I need to do or have in my life.
Right.
And I don't have to go out and work for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do that,
and that's what it's all about, man. Hey, appreciate you calling in, my boy.
No doubt.
All right. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to ensure that we got across here, is that the difference between being rich and wealthy is that rich is usually connected to a person, and once that person is gone, then the money is gone. When you're wealthy, wealth lasts through generations, right? But wealth has to be built some type of way, and the question is, how do we build that wealth, right? So most of the billionaire or the millionaires in the United States of America have gotten their millions off of two things, and one of them is real estate, and the other is stocks. Now we know that stocks is a dirty game, especially if you're not if you don't really know what it is that you're doing. That's a dirty game, because you can go to sleep one way and then wake up and it be something completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been in that position. But when we talking about what we have to do for our kids, is we have to differentiate the difference between rich and wealthy, because what they see is rich. Because I'm talking about the rappers, the basketball players. Even I remember Chris Rock said Shaq is rich, but the person that pays Shaq is wealthy.
Yes, sir.
There's a difference.
You got to still find an equal medium or whatever. No child, because if we want to go by this generational wealth and getting rich and this and this and that and money make the world go around, these wealthy people wouldn't kill themselves. They wouldn't commit suicide if that's the answer. So how do you find an equal medium? Like where, your kids go to school, you want to teach them discipline and you want them to grow this. So Jordans ain't important or whatever, but you not realizing Jordans is like a pair of Cortez Nikes. These kids want some Balenciagas, if they asking for some Jordans, you good, okay, but how do you teach that middle ground to where they don't grow up to despise you because they went to school getting picked on, or they didn't feel confident, or they weren't able to put their best foot forward because the girls stayed like wanted to do.
I think that's just something that you just impute in them early on. If you make those things important in their lives, then those are the things that they're gonna chase. If you make Jordans and the latest outfits and the latest clothes, you have to impute something they have to be spiritually rich before they can be material rich in anything. You know what I'm saying?
A child being materialistic starts at home. He learns that from a parent. I'm not materialistic. My son is materialistic because that's how his mother is. That's something that he picked up from his mother. So your child is one Jordan.
That's cute though. You been on the back of the bus getting roasted?
No, I'm saying he can have nice stuff on. You don't have to have the newest stuff. You don't have to be Jordans.
Yeah, but shit go down on the back of the bus.
Here's what I think.
Okay, so you better be on there.
Right? Listen,
the medium.
I was that kid that always had. Listen, my mom always took me to thrift shops and stuff growing up. It was 4 of us. She was a single mom and stuff like that. But I was the flyest motherfucker in there. I had all the newest stuff while they was going out paying $300 and $400 for all that name brand stuff. I was getting it for $5 and $10 and $20, and I was dressed real nice. See, it's all about the perception,
presentation. Yeah, but some of the stuff like
you teach a child that the clothes don't make you. You make the clothes. The child will have different perception. He won't look at Jordans because he don't want Jordans because everybody got them on. I'm not a pair of Jordans for working out.
When you walk in the room and catch him playing with his little meat or whatever, or on the site.
I hope I never walk in and catch him.
Hey, here's what I say. So at some point, for one, your children have to earn something. But as long as they understand what it is to earn something, then
above. We here.
As long as they earn whatever it is that they're getting, it will make teaching them other things easier, right? So just like last year I was able to be able to come and talk in front of a group of people or whatever about this same subject, and there I when I was asked how do you define wealth, and I told my answer is when your time and freedom doesn't affect how much money you earn.
Yeah.
When you can wake up, do whatever it is that you want to do, and you're still making money. When you can go to sleep and you're still making money. When you and your family can go travel and you're still making money, then you're wealthy. A rich person still got to get up and go to work every day. A job can make you rich.
Yeah.
But a job cannot make you wealthy. There's not a wealthy person. There's not a person who is a billionaire who got that by working for somebody else. A job is not going to make you wealthy. What happened?
You see Marrying Millions. What's the man that live in Miami?
And I don't know what you're talking about. Marrying Millions?
He definitely did by going to work. He invested his money and grew in that company.
But his money didn't come from working. It came from investment.
Once again, I'm trying to tell you, he didn't get that money from work. Yeah, he might have got the money that he needed to plant the seed from work.
The funding. Yeah. He got the funding from work and then he couldn't invest.
Man, he's not an retired entrepreneur. He's a retired millionaire, but he worked. He put in the work in somebody else's company. That's just like the dude who just the
way that you're saying it is
misleading. There's no way that you invest. Once you invest, you are an entrepreneur. You are doing things that entrepreneurs do. Investments take business mindset. You cannot be an investor and not have some type of business mindset. So yeah, he was working. This go back to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. what Rich Dad Poor Dad said, it's a poor person in us and it's a rich person in us. The poor person was that person that was busting his ass every day going to work, but that rich person was the person that was investing in him. That's the two different. That's what Rich Dad Poor Dad is about.
See,
okay,
so you gotta,
and that's fine though, but we gotta look at the bigger picture. You know, that's like not something like the guy. There's, if y'all don't know, it's a
got those billions without investing. Teachers,
I'm about to tell you. I get it. You ain't letting me finish or whatever.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
Okay, there's a company called Lucid, Lucin, CID. Y'all heard of it?
CYD. I heard of it.
It's CID. I just did a paper.
CYD.
What is it?
It's the glasses.
No,
that have the thing in it.
No. Okay, so let me tell y'all. Lucid is Tesla's competitor.
Oh, the Chinese ones that just came out.
No. Yeah, they just went live. But however, you know, the man who is the CEO of Lucid was Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla employee. Tesla messed around because their bigger mission was to push the world forward into more sustainable energy, you know, electric cars and everything. Therefore, all their patents, all of their work, all of their studies is open. They're transparent. So and then the guy worked for them. So he had everything he needed and he had the experience. Now that's when he didn't get rich with him, but his opportunity to become rich, he was rich, but to become wealthy, he stole a shit. I don't want to say stole it.
Well, he helped them build this all, and you said they transparent, open.
But now this is first, like BMW, GMC, Toyota, whoever make the Leaf, like all of these companies has been Tesla's considered 10 years ahead of the competitors until this man that worked for him came out with a car, and that's the first competitor ever, you know. So it's
China has a car that runs like that too.
China got the flying cars like the Jetsons. There's a pad that they just built in Orlando. So it's cars. They making cars that fly now, y'all. You guys,
we just don't feel like we ready for all that.
I mean, you know, with the gas tank. I know my car.
I seen a guy on the internet. He had a car running off hydrogen.
Yeah, but them cars
really built it and was running off hydrogen. Like we don't need to use gas or oil no more. When you see stuff like this going, when you see Teslas, and you see somebody really build something with a hydrogen. I don't know how he did it, but he had it running off hydrogen. I'll get into a lot of science stuff. So he had the car running off hydrogen. So
just like really, the grease that they was using, they'll use cooking grease at what point to propel a car, to run the car. They was doing that. But I can't think of the company, but they already put them in place and they building the pads for them to land on. It's flying cars like the Jetsons, y'all. Like just some of the things. But Lucid is up and coming. If y'all don't believe me or whatever, I just dropped the ban on they stock today. I'm probably drop another one when that check hit. Look them up.
But you know, Elon Musk just became the richest man in the world.
Yeah, another thing Elon Musk did or whatever, and people not really catching on to is, like I told y'all, that dog coin I was telling y'all about. If y'all look
at the coin, I'm invested in that. I'll jump doing that as soon as I heard him say something about it.
Yeah, but you see, it's still at like 5.8. They like dived a little bit today or whatever. Yeah. So look at them up and coming tech companies, because that tech and that stuff coming out of Texas, like San Antonio, Dallas,
in Irving and Austin,
Texas. Those little tech companies that's building up the stock market, they took a dive or whatever this last week, but that's going to be some money too. But that Lucid company, y'all, everybody invested in Tesla, and they're on track to exceed them, because you know Tesla got that whole city.
They have a cheaper car than Tesla, ain't they?
Huh?
They might have a cheaper car than Tesla. That's the only way I can see it going.
So they are going to have the cheaper car. Not only are they offering like an equal model to Tesla, but the car is, in addition to it being cheaper than Tesla, it qualifies for $7,500 worth of government incentives off the top of that for buying energy, and they have a contract with the government too. So I'm telling y'all, Lucid, get on it. Y'all don't hear me.
9 to 5. to fund your 6 to 12. Whatever you do from 9 to 5 should fund your 6 to 12. You work for somebody else from 9 to 5, 6 to 12 should be the time that you building your own business. That includes investing. So, you know what I mean? If we saying that somebody else got rich off the back of some work, that's how they did it, because of the way that they handled themselves from 6 to 12. So,
they saw opportunity and they took it, like the CEO of Lucid.
Yeah, I mean, if he left like that, he deserves, you know, what happens to him.
He probably was employee of the year and everything.
And he probably was. He probably was. He probably was. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and Randy might know something about that. There's a difference when you come from when you do whatever you do from 9 to 5. That's all cool. But if you're trying to build up something for yourself and leave a legacy, then that stuff has to happen from 6 to 12. You got to put those extra, you know, hours in so that you can have and be able to build some type of wealth for yourself. Let me tell y'all what they say that the difference between being rich and wealthy is. The difference between a rich person and a wealthy person is that a wealthy person has sustainable wealth. In other words, a wealthy person will always be wealthy, whereas someone who is merely rich will only be so for a short period of time. Just like I said, if the money is tied into to, you know, JJ, and he making all of the money when JJ passed, if he was making, and like I said, if he was rich off of working for somebody else, then once he's gone, then the money goes with him. We were speaking earlier before we came on, Peaches and I and Randy, about, you know, how people you know, of color that we see are passing away, and while they was alive, they had the freshest BMW, they had the biggest chain, and then when they pass away, we got to do a GoFundMe to bury them.
Fish fry.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Right. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that black people don't spend our money in. We don't buy insurance.
That we need the investment into more. We don't have enough black-owned insurance companies.
Right. But we need to have insurance, period. You know what I mean?
Life insurance is a guaranteed lottery hit, bro.
Fact.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed. You're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you're gonna invest in something, then life insurance should be one of the first things that you get, because it's a guaranteed security net for you and your people after you pass away.
And if you know, and then on top of that, the largest what's the name of wealth will be from someone who passes, from someone who dies. That's the largest immediate injection of money into a family, comes off the death of a family member. I mean, it sounds morbid, but that's just
so y'all better be able to pay the taxes or whatever. You know, it's called an inheritance tax or estate tax. The government comes
there's a way to get around it.
There's something they adopted from over in England. They didn't used to do that. That's something new a little bit.
Yeah, it's new.
They've been doing that in England forever.
Yeah,
you got to put it in a trust. You got to fill them trust up.
Yeah,
there you go. That's what you got to do, is get that trust.
Put it in the trust.
Tax, and it's you only a certain amount of it is tax. You exempt from taxes. I don't know the number offhand right now, so I'm not calling it back. But you're gonna pay on the rest of it. So they always gonna get their cut. But
and Kanye, how does he wake up one day and he 5 times richer than he was when he went to sleep? It's because of what he got with the deal that he got with Gap is actually what's doing it, because he's not only getting a guaranteed amount of money, but he's also getting he owns more than half of the company now.
But what people don't understand is Kanye went into debt in order for him to be able to make these moves. He leveraged his credit. Right. That's how we got to the 6.6 billion. Like you said, Doc, people think you're supposed to have actual liquid dollars. You don't need money, man. You don't need money. You need a credit score in order for you to be able to transition that into generational wealth. If we go back a couple of minutes when we were talking about how do we do it for our kids, man, my son he'll be 7 this year. I have a credit card for him right now. If I use his credit card that's in his name, that I am in control over, by the time he's 18, he'll be able to get a $500,000 loan to go put down to buy a building or to buy an apartment complex or something like that he only has to pay 3% or 3.5% on.
I tell you that.
Well, you understand what I'm saying.
in there. I'm doing it now. Like I got my daughter's score is higher than mine's, and mine's like what? Last time I checked, 720 something higher than mine. You know, so
it ain't the best score. I understand financial literacy, but
pretty much she opened up hers, but I let her piggyback off of every last one of mine. So she's always been, she's an authorized user, and I make sure, well, I only got one credit card that's over 30%. The rest of them is zero balance. I'll carry them so, you know, it don't go. But I had to start over. Like, had to take me to school because you know, we were scared. You know, you jump out of here, you finna retire, you don't know how your money coming. You try to pay off all your debt. And I did that, but I closed the accounts. So I had to rebuild. Yeah. But the thing is, like when I started back rebuilding, I started rebuilding my daughters too. So she's in college. She'll be 20 in June. Her credit score 700 and something. I got y'all know I have a LLC. So guess who's an employer? My daughter. So she has income coming in. You gotta to qualify for everything. Refinance her car. Guess who's on it? My daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way you not only are you showing that she had these small, you know, it's easy for the 5-10 to go get a $10,000-$25,000 loan. But when you talking about dealing with the big boys, you gotta have years of established credit or be this color.
That's why I say you gotta start like when they young, when they early. So when they time they hit 18, they got that credit score at 800. And you know, I told my little brother that, bro.
Stocks it now, so the way they started cutting the Social Security numbers, now you can tell companies are able to tell for like little kids that they're not old enough to have this credit. So they trying to you know, because we've caught on, they're trying to interject because you know them some dirty them credit companies. You know the worse your credit is, the more money they make. So you know they're trying to weed out the loopholes, and the government ain't helping it making it no better. So because when I think when she was 15, I tried it, and I got a letter in the mail because they recognized that she wasn't 18. You know, so it's a way, you know, you can do things, but it's harder than what it used to be when we get 18. Mama got finger in our name, got the cable. You know, you ain't finna tell me to cut off a TV that's in my name. Nah, Valerie ain't playing. You like, you know, but
go ahead, Doc.
Go ahead.
Do y'all know that those credit unions are about to be gone within the next? I would say less than 6 months.
The what?
6 months are done. So it's about to be a whole new system. They already implemented
the NFUC.
They're not paying attention. It's almost there. It's going to be a federal credit union. The federal government is going to run the credit. Your credit gets run through the federal.
Already use it, ain't it?
You know why it's getting ran through the government? Because you see what China do, right? With people credit. Your credit be based off your actions, not just off of how well you spend your money no more. If the government feel like you are a problem, you'll have a low score.
I wonder what that means for felons or anything like that, bro. Like
not just for felons, but for people who they feel like are a nuisance. Meaning people who fight for somebody's rights and things like that.
Period, they'll have you with a real low credit score.
You know what I thought about y'all with again? Like, and we ain't gonna see it coming. I just thought about it today because I done looked out. A lot of people don't know, like it's a way that if they don't have reportable income to get those stimulus payments. You know, so the way that you do it is you file your 2020 taxes. Your AGI from last year is 00. You let them the economic stimulus payment. You select which ones you didn't receive or what you received and how much. And then if you have dependents or anybody else that didn't get it, you put them on there. It automatically populates that. You know, so you can go through and file your income tax return for that payment and have your stuff put on file to where they'll have your address and your routing number and stuff to send you the $1,400 one as well. That's how people are going back and getting those taxes. Of course, y'all know I take federal taxation. Well, I'm in the last week, but You know, so that's how it's a way. Like people out here talking about they didn't get a stimulus check or they didn't qualify or anything like that, and it's been a system set in place for that or whatever. However, what I didn't think about, all these people who haven't filed taxes and had reportable income and their employer reported them, guess what? They might be able to, they got some way to freeze their assets. You know what I mean? If once they got a way to contact you now, and they have to have a way to freeze your stuff. Like now, you know, direct, hey, you have a tax liability, you know, get a lawyer. Or so I think that we're looking at this stuff, this big picture, but the government coming back for some of their money. I know it. And I
listen, before we wrap this thing up and call it a night, what we also should make sure that we understand is that your net worth and how much money you have in the bank, two different things.
Yeah.
Your net worth is largely going to be based off of whatever your assets are, just like everybody here has already kind of explained in their own way. But the point being, going back to, is that we have to begin to use a different mindset, because there's always going to be poor people, because there's always going to be people who think poor. And as long as those people still exist, there's always going to be some people that think poor. But for the rest of us who have or are in the act of changing our mindset and how we deal with money and our relationship with money, then we can be well on the way to attaining wealth. Because I talked to a young guy the other day, and his tone is that he believes that he can't. Like I won't never, ever be able to do it, just because it's going to take you so many generations. So, two things I got from that: one, he doesn't want to be the one that started, and two, where did he get that from? Like, who put that in his mind that he will not be able to amass wealth in his lifetime?
I've had those conversations with people before. I've had those conversations where people be like, "Man, I ain't gonna never be rich. I already know I ain't gonna never be rich." And well, you just put it into the universe, so you probably ain't gonna never be rich. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I don't think people really understand that you can affirm positive things and you can affirm negative things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're very powerful, and words are spells, bro. So you got to be careful about what you put into the world, because whatever your mind tells your mouth to speak, your body will follow. Indeed. You know what I mean? So it's just necessary steps that we have to take, and this is a necessary step. This is divine intervention. All four of us being on this in this platform, talking about these things, and the people who are getting to see this stuff. These are things that we putting off into the universe. This lets me know that I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to be aligned with, and I'm aligned with the right people who are trying to get to the same places that I'm trying to get to. And you just got to keep walking that walk, no matter how long it takes. No matter what the road is, it's a roller coaster. It's ups and downs. And I'm the same way. Even though I am an entrepreneur, I'm up some days and I'm down some days. But the mission is still the same. We just got to keep stepping, bro.
Indeed. That's a perfect way to end the show. That's a perfect way to end the show. So that's what we gonna do. Doc Reed, you got any shout outs, bro?
Google, if you want to read up on it, Google Lucid, Lucid versus.
We was coming to you.
He was asking me, y'all wasn't listening.
I heard him, Peaches. I heard you weren't wrong, Peaches. I heard him.
Go ahead, Doc.
It's LCDX. It's the stock, the tag.
The ticker.
LCDX. Yeah, the ticker.
I'm gonna look into it. Yeah. Only thing I gotta say is we just gotta keep building our unity. That's the only thing I'm really on. Is build concrete. See how y'all saying all of us got the experience of coming across somebody with a poverty mindset. If we build our unity strong enough that we can teach financial literacy and teach somebody to know that they deserve to be rich, that it is possible for them to be rich, and teach them the laws of the universe. Like, don't speak like that, because then you already subconsciously putting yourself down. Now you're going to start working towards that without even knowing that you're doing it. Yeah. So that's all I really want to say. Really appreciate y'all having me on. I know
as usual, man. You always bring love and light. You always bring love and light to the show, man. So it's always good to have you. Randy, you got anything you want to say, man? Put any parting words?
Man, I'm just thankful and, you know what I'm saying, in a good place of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for having me on and letting me promote what I got going on and just making me a part of the conversation, man. It was really a pleasure and I appreciate it, man. I hope I can come back, you know what I'm saying? And come by, any of y'all in the area, man, next Saturday, March 27th, we'll be at Forever Swing in DeSoto, 2021, Northampton Road, Suite 175 for the Battle of the Sexes, Kings and Queens edition vendor expo. We got an equal amount of men and women. And, you know, we're going to be in there building resources, swapping ideas, you know what I'm saying, promoting and selling products and just trying to network, bro. So everybody's welcome. It's all good.
What city you in?
I'm in DeSoto.
You got anything?
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I done said a mouthful already. You already know about unity. Oh yeah, I do have something. That news that what's the show about the singer that's coming out? It's the girl from Orange is the New Black, the heavy set one. Y'all seen the previews to that? I can't think of the name of it right now. Well, y'all will see it because it's being heavily promoted. And I just wanted to point out that even though it was something that was back, it's like it wasn't Mahalia because that was the gospel singer. It was one of the soul singers. I can't think of her name right now.
You're not talking about Aretha Franklin, are you?
I think so. That's who got the show about her coming out.
Cynthia Erivo.
Yeah. Okay, but
somebody acting for playing her?
Yeah. So the girl from Orange is the New Black is playing her. But I say all that to say this. Guess what they were showing and they was promoting? The March on Washington, the I Have a Dream speech. Not the I've been to the mountaintop speech.
Oh yeah, well, of course. We already know how that goes.
We're trying to deal with stuff and we keep talking about this and for the culture that's the kind of stuff that needs to be, you know, shown. Like them stories. I Have a Dream speech. My child better not come home talking about something. He about to play Martin Luther King and sing I Have a Dream speech. They're gonna have to cut the mic off because when he get finished talking, he gonna be told the real story.
Yeah.
So that's just another thing. Watching these, I have a dream, and I have a dream of this unity and this and that to stop promoting the growth and the coming together and the evolution of the Black man and woman. You know, don't fall for it. That's all I got. Till next week.
I'm gonna say happy birthday to my youngest boy. He's 17 today.
Oh man, happy birthday, young king.
That's sincere. How old is you? So much the youngest boy. You got a 17-year-old?
Yeah, I got a, you know what I mean? I got a squad, fam. I got a little squad.
You know, Black don't crack,
hey, shout out to my wife for delivering all these people and bringing them into the earth.
Thanks.
Yeah, shout out. Definitely. Yeah.
All right, man. Black on Podcast, man. We catch y'all next week, same time, same place. Peace.